Hey, what's
Hello.
happening, partner?
We
Hey,
made it.
we did. We did. Another fest weekend is over, and wow, this may have been the funnest weekend I've had at a fest. This was just an absolute joy to have attended this year.
Yeah. So, 60th anniversary, 50th Fest, TWA.
Yeah.
We're kind of recovering still. We're recording this on Monday. Um,
Yep.
we're a little shot. It was an action-packed weekend from
It
literally
was. It
Thursday till
was.
Sunday till the wee hours
Yeah.
of the morning for Tom. I ducked a little early, but Tom literally went way into the night into Monday morning. And man,
Yes.
it was nonstop from Thursday until the end of the fest with everybody who we saw, met, podcasters, YouTubers, Adrian and Alan. I mean, we have the list of it's crazy. I mean, of everybody who we saw, things we
Well,
bought. I mean,
yeah.
crazy.
Well, right. First, yeah, I mean, before we get to the list, let's just, acknowledge and and appreciate everything that our MVP did for us. And Heidi, we love
Hell,
you. Thank you.
yeah.
You,
I mean,
you,
Heidi was responsible for the merchandise, the
right?
hoodies, the T-shirts, taking care of our every whim of while we
Buttons.
were there. Do we need
Yeah,
what did we need? Supporting us. So yeah, without whom would
yeah,
not it be, as Paul says. Thank you.
yeah. So, so thank you very much. But yeah, I mean, just people in general. You know, um, Rick Rogers, the person that was pretty much responsible for me for seeing, McCartney at SoFi Stadium 2 years ago. I wasn't expecting this to be there, but then I turn around and I just see him walking down the stairs. There he is. So
When
we
was
had
that?
we had a nice little chat there for a couple. That was Friday,
Oh
Friday or
Jesus!
Saturday. I don't remember. I don't remember anything right now. I mean, it's just. I mean,
I can
everything is just a
tell.
blur right now because you know what? I barely even looked at the schedule. I looked at it for when I had to do panels and whatnot. I did not want to be hostage to, that the the booklet or anything like that. I just wanted to go with the flow, and I had a great time, just hanging, talking, and everything. But Joseph Monanteo and his sister. I mean, that was
Yeah,
great
Joe and
meeting them,
Lisa. What an and
right? I mean,
Joe
obviously
he got a butcher cover.
Lisa, yeah, he got a butcher cover, right?
Yeah.
Our YouTube buddies, Mayo, Robert S, Doc S, Burrito Brad, Joe's friend Anthony was there, Marvin G. Um, Judge Timbers, who we had on our show.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I don't remember him saying that he was going to be there, but I mean that was great to see him there. We chatted for a little bit. He gave me some
Took
nice gifts, um, and so I
took a
really
picture with him.
appreciate
Yep.
Yeah, we took a picture of him. So that was great. Seeing Jeremy Astros Jer again. Great guy. Great friend of the fest. I mean, he's been going for years. Um,
Fest veteran
so
Jeremy
good.
Porteralo, who's
Yeah,
always
fest.
there.
Yes, fest veteran. Good way to put it. Um, our great friend and woman on the scene, Jane, or sorry, Jane, Joan Borelli.
Yep.
What a great time hanging out with her for the whole weekend. And specifically Saturday and Sunday. She is just an amazing woman, and
Fans
she
on the
had
run,
people
man.
actually, yeah, fans on the run. She actually had people coming up to her saying, I love what coming on the show and talking about, um, the shows that she got to see and all that stuff. So, especially the Australia tour
Well,
where she came on and talked about, that. So that was great.
she uh
Uh, uh,
she
yeah.
she had a hell of a time with us Saturday night during
Yeah.
the Wings
Oh,
concert, and we were
Saturday
just
night.
we rocked out with
Oh
her
my God.
to the Wings set
Throat
list.
shot.
The throw,
Yeah.
I can remember.
Throat
I like
shot.
my voice is
Yeah.
gone. I mean, I remember she
Yeah.
goes, "These are my people. These are who I have to watch a pole concert with." So it was so
Yes.
cool to hang with her. I mean, Rockestra,
Yeah.
No Words, Mull of Kintyre. That was
Right. Man
fantastic.
on the run. Yeah. Yeah. Everson. Yeah. We were out there,
Spinning
singing. Yeah.
on. They're
Yeah.
not spinning on. We're open tonight.
Oh,
We're open
getting
tonight.
close. We're open
Getting
tonight.
closer.
Getting
Yeah.
closer.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But James and Tom Liverani,
Yep.
James did an amazing set on the Apple Jam stage. Amazing acoustic set. I was very impressed. What a fantastic guitar player and a really good singer. I was really
And
impressed.
and and he nailed it out of the park with a version of Now and Then too.
Oh my God! I mean, it was just like goosebumps. The hair on the back of your neck is standing. I mean,
Bravo,
that was
James, and
great.
thanks for the slice of pizza on our way out the door that night. He was sitting there with his
There you
dad, and he
go.
was like, "You want a
Yeah.
slice?" And I just grabbed it as we walked out.
Our buddy Ed, Mr. Broadstreet,
Ah,
was there for the whole weekend, and what a riot, hanging with him. And I know he had a great time, and
he
we will
did.
talk
He
more about
No, he did, but I
that.
want to
But
just say a few words about Ed because I saw him before you got
yeah,
there on Thursday afternoon,
yeah,
just
right,
getting something to eat. In that, as we kind of Thursday was because Tom got there Thursday like 3 or 4 o'clock. We were there
right,
around 12, and I just had to get something to eat. And there I was, and there he is sitting, and he goes, "Andy Nichols in the flesh," and we sat down and had lunch together, and we talked and encountered each other all weekend, and he had a
yes,
blast, and it was his first fest, and he had a blast. He loved it, every minute of it. And I have to say, right now, he gave this to me on
right.
Sunday. Ed, thank you very much for the Rupert tour bus.
Ah, there you go, there you go.
Thanks, man. He was like, I got something for you. I'm like, thanks, Ed, and we gave him a shirt. As being one of the oldest Two Legs fans and supporters ever, man, Ed, thank you.
Yes, yes, thank you. And naturally, want to thank Susan and Jim Ryan. Um, you know, they've been really nice to us, over the last, 3 years. And
Yep.
Janet is, again, much love for you, Janet.
Janet,
And yeah,
who was just, you see
yeah,
Janet, she's in the background and she's doing her thing and she helps out Tom Frangione with trivia and she knows
yep,
her stuff and she's soft spoken, but she's got a big heart and she
yes,
supports us. She supports what we do. And she always has a smile on her face, and she's a mega sports fan, which I think is so great. And she always gives us some goodies every time we see her. So
yeah,
she gave you
yeah,
something, Janet. Thank you for this.
right,
Janet is our resident librarian. She is just amazing, researcher and studier of history, and she always has these artifacts, and she shares them with us always, whether it's pins or articles or periodicals, which she gave Tom some, she gave me this. Janet Davis, thank you so much for everything you do for us always.
yes. Yes, absolutely. And again, there's going to be names that I forget, and I apologize because it was just such a fast-paced, weekend. Next year or in Chicago later this year, I'm going to have to start jotting this stuff down as we go, because I really don't want to forget, anybody because I had such a great time meeting everyone. I really did. Podcasters, DJs that we got to, that we
Yep.
hung out with numerous times, and again
And again, sure now.
this year, yeah, and again and again and again. Ken, my colleague Ken Michaels, along with Joe Mayo, we did a two legs talk more talk crossover, and I also gotta say, Queen, we missed you so much. We're glad that your dad's doing is on the mend, but we definitely missed our Queen
Wasn't the same
this
without
past
you on
weekend.
those panels, kid.
Yes,
I got to say, having missing the
right.
Queen there
Yes,
was not the same, and but you
right.
were there in spirit and in our hearts, and you were very
Yes,
missed.
absolutely. Rob Leonard, Fat Four Free for All. We were able to have some quick conversation, so it was nice seeing him. Caitlin Larkin, who does this, the Sirius XM Beatles channel. She was there this year, and she was at the Chicago Fest last year, so she
Yes,
was
she
here
was, and I've been
in
on
New York. Yeah,
several panels with her, and we kind of
yeah, yeah.
we're kind of simpatico in terms of where we are in our generation of ages, so we have a lot in common, which came across
Right.
on the panels we did together, and her mom was there too, and she shared some
Yes.
great experiences on the panels that she was on, and she attended a lot of panels, and she was really busy all weekend
Yes.
too.
She was very busy. I'll talk about what we did once we get to the musicians. In a second, excuse me. Um,
But real quick,
Skylar,
I just wanted
yeah,
to
go
say
ahead.
while we were thanking like the YouTubers and stuff too, I got to
Right.
thank Robert S because Robert
Robert
S
S.
is so genuine. He gave us gifts.
Right.
I've got gifts
He
for you
did.
guys. He gave me, you, and Heidi
Yeah.
gifts. of these like wall plates. He goes, I have
Yes.
gifts for you guys, right out of the blue. Like, who does that? Rob, thank you, man.
Yeah.
What a
Thank
genuine
you. Yeah.
what a genuine nice guy.
Yes.
We've hung out at fests over the years, and he out of the blue, he just, I have some gifts for
Yeah.
you guys. I'm like, who does that? Robert, thank
Right.
you very much for this. I'm gonna hang this and proudly, and thank you very much.
Right. Yeah. Robert S is fantastic. Glad him and Mayo were able to make it to all 3 days. So that was great. Again, back to the podcasting, whatever.
Right.
Skylar, Ethan, our buddy Ethan. It was good to see him again.
Briefly, but
Some,
he got
yeah,
sick, but I
briefly.
hope he's doing better.
Yeah. Two new people that we haven't met yet. But hopefully this is the start of a wonderful relationship. Jonathan and Julia from Ranking the Beatles were there, and they were got to do a panel as well with us, or the media panel, and we had a chance to talk with them for a little while, and they're just they're great people. So I'm glad that they were there this year, and they're going to try to attend more of these as they as they come. Hopefully we'll still have these for years to come. But what you gonna say?
Really, no, really nice to see them on a
Yeah.
panel, and really nice fresh perspective to have a husband and wife duo. They were awesome.
Right. Yeah.
And
Yeah. That
did
was great.
our paths didn't cross too much, but the Blotto Beetle guys were there too. But
Yes, they were there as well.
I gave them a quick hello, and they gave me something. I don't know what it was, but I didn't, But thank you.
Yeah. Open it and find out, buddy.
They-
Anyways,
yeah.
again, so many people there. If I'm forgetting you, I really apologize. Authors, one
Ah,
of the things that I mean, one of the constants on our show is if you've written something about McCartney, there's a good chance that we've had you on the show.
well,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, first of all, Adrian,
highlight of the
Sinclair,
weekend.
and Alan Cozen, they were so generous with their time, just giving us so much of their time and so much information that we really can't talk about right now about part two of the McCartney legacy and just getting to know them more. I mean, because this is
Mm-hmm.
the first time getting to meet Adrian Sinclair in the flesh. You obviously got to meet them last year, was it, or was it a little more than a year ago for
Well,
the
Adrian,
launch
I
of
met
the
in the
book?
flesh. I met
Yeah,
Adrian in the flesh in
yeah,
November of 22. Alan, I've done some
right,
panels with Alan between the last few fests, so I've been on a couple of panels with
right,
Alan. But Adrian flew over, obviously, for the launch of the McCartney Legacy in November 22. Had to talk with him
right.
briefly then in the flesh, but this weekend we really connected, both of
Yes,
us, to sit and
yes,
chat with him and talk with him, and they were there, and we chatted with them on numerous occasions
right.
all weekend, and wow, I mean, for me, that was the highlight of the weekend, to spend quality time with
Yes,
Adrian and Alan Sinclair, who write and cover research that is our passion, and that's Paul and
yes,
solo Paul.
right.
Yes, they're at the fest, and they were there. They had copies of their book, and they had a discussion on the main stage on Sunday. They actually also interviewed LJ and
Yes, and
Steve
Steve
Holly on
Holly.
Sunday too.
Yep.
They did a crossover. They did a show, an appearance on Things We
Yeah.
Said Today, which I
Yep.
recorded for them. So they were there. They were very busy and prolific, but it was nice because it was just them doing their covering. They're there promoting Paul and just Paul,
Yeah.
their work, and that was us. So I would love to that we had time with them.
Yeah. No, it was great. Yeah. So thank you guys. Really appreciate it. Jude and her husband Rand. I mean, what a night, Saturday night. I mean,
Oh
and then
damn!
and then excuse me, and then we got to have dinner with them Thursday night as well. We had a
Uh,
group dinner
yeah,
Thursday. With Jim, Susan, Janet, Ethan, Liz, and
us,
Jude
Heidi.
and
Yep.
Rand. Yeah, so great people there. Obviously, Jude is writing that John Lennon, wonderful John Lennon series. Um, if you haven't checked any of those books out, please do. Definitely,
The
highly
ninth book, and
recommend them.
can I just
Yes,
say that's probably also another highlight of the weekend is getting to spend time with Jude and
right.
Ryan Kessler, the Uber
Yeah,
rides, hanging out, talking shop, Super Bowl, family, kids.
right.
Just an amazing couple. Jude and Rand Kessler are just some of the coolest,
Right.
most genuine
Right.
people. And Jude, we've talked to obviously, and I've been seeing Jude at Fest since I was in my 20s. But to really talk to her now, and her husband Rand, man, that we had Saturday night. We were chewing the fat late with him. That was great.
Yes, yeah, that was a great time. Great time.
After you had that pulled pork sandwich and said we got to go.
We got that was just. Anyways, moving on. Thank you, Jude and Rand, for your time today. I
Yes.
mean, you guys are just wonderful, so generous. We love you. Somebody who was on my radar. I didn't realize he was going to be here at the fest, so glad I got to meet him. And that's Aaron. I think it's Badgley. I think that's how you pronounce his name. But he wrote the book, Dark Horse, the quintessential book on Dark Horse Records. Sorry, I can't talk right now. But wonderful chap. He's one of us, collector,
Yep.
lover of all things.
Solo Beatles, all he's into us.
Beatles.
He
Yeah,
actually,
he's
he
yeah,
actually, him and his
yeah.
wife stayed at our hotel. We were at the Overflow
Right,
Hotel, and I saw him and
right.
his wife
Yeah,
for breakfast every morning. And he'd see my
right.
shirt and say, "Where'd you?" He saw my 7-inch single shirt, and he's like, "Did that come with the box set, or you bought it?" I said, "No, I got it on
Right.
McCartney.com." Great guy. There was a panel. I
Yes.
think we went to it on Friday night. He did a
Yes.
panel about his
Right.
book,
Panel.
about this,
Yes.
and very interesting because it's about solo Beatles stuff, and that's our thing. And he went into the Dark Horse label, and I said, "Well, look, I got to get this book." And luckily enough, Tom got one, and he told him to hold one for me because he's still waiting for more to get shipped. So I got the last one at the fest. And Aaron, thank you so much, man. I cannot wait to dive into this book. I will.
Yeah.
Uh,
Unfortunately, he was supposed to have more books.
yeah,
Unfortunately, they got stuck in London, I think it was, or whatever happened. That sucked because people were engaged with his conversation, and they were interested in the book, and he was doing raffles every day
yeah.
for Dark Horse label 45s, which was really cool as well. Obviously, people we've had on the show before, Madeline Beccario. I mean, great to see her again. Steve Matteo. He's a fun, great guy. If you haven't checked this out, his book, the film. I mean, he did a book on all the Beatle films.
Act naturally. It's called Act
Act
Naturally.
Naturally. Yes, thank you. Act Naturally. Um, I gotta tell you. I mean, we've talked about this book before, right? The Lennon. What is it called? Lennon, the lawyer, and the mobster. Is
Jay
that what it was
Bergen,
called? Yeah.
correct?
Jay Bergen is 86, and he finally told this story. He's been holding this story for decades, and he finally told his story. He was the lawyer for John during that whole roots rock and roll
His suit against when
confrontation.
Morris
Yeah,
Levy,
yeah, right.
Levy.
Morris Levy, thank you. What a guy. I mean, he we got to chatting, and he's just a super gentleman. And if he's at the fest, and if you're interested, you should just come and meet him because
Yeah,
he's a super guy, and the book is wonderful.
it is,
And
and I know that Adrian Sinclair was impressed because their author tables were next to each other,
right,
and
yeah,
I told this to Adrian, and I told this to Jay. I told it to Jay in Chicago. Actually, both times he was there. It's the most rewarding and refreshing book on
yeah,
Lennon in decades. And I know that Jude Kessler, who is a Lennon savant, she knows everything about him. She
yeah.
agrees because it's a new story. It's a new story on John
It's a
that
new
has not been
story.
told before.
It's a new story based on facts.
Yes.
I mean, this isn't an author with this. Listen, they were friends. Yes, Jay and Lennon were friends, but he's got no agenda. This is
No.
all based on facts.
Fact and
And the authors
transcripts
and
and
yes,
everything, and so that's why
yes,
the book is so great. And
yes,
I must have bought it over a year ago now, and I think I read it in a
yeah,
weekend. It was fantastic. And
yeah,
Jay, I'm glad that all is well, and you were able to be there. And stay well,
yes,
brother.
exactly. Stay well. Womack. With his book right now, Mel Evans, living the Beatles. What was
Did
his
you
name?
even get a chance to talk to Ken Womack?
For briefly, yeah, briefly. But he was doing a presentation. He was doing a chat too with Julie,
Yes,
Julie Rosso
which we
Evans. Which, yeah,
did you go to that on Friday night or not?
yeah.
Yeah,
I
we went
caught
to
the
it. It was
tail end. Yeah, caught the
in the
tail end of it. Yeah,
1964
yeah.
slash two
War
room.
room.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And
Yeah,
let's talk about Julie Evans for a second because she made the appearance. Her brother Gary could not
right,
make it because he had some medical
right.
things going on, And Julie
Right.
came, and Julie Evans has got to be one of the most nicest, sincere people you've ever met.
Yes.
She took it all in. The love
I
for her
mean,
father, the
all of
love
it.
for her
Yeah.
mother, the stories. I mean, it's not a story just about Mal. It's a story
Right.
about Lily too, her mother. And
Uh,
she talked about that on her panel. I guess, her father died when she was very young, but the story was like who's the hero of the story really is Lily of Allerton, who the book is dedicated to. And Julie had wonderful perspectives, and she got a little choked up
yeah.
during her presentation
She did a
with
lot.
Ken,
She got
because
choked up all weekend.
she's
She got
never
choked
done
up all
this.
weekend.
She's never
Right.
done this before, and I had a few chances to talk to her,
Same
and
here. Yeah.
she was great, and her son was there too, and I
Right.
got to meet him. I believe his name was Aaron. What great,
Right.
genuine, real people. And Julie, I hope you make some more fests. Maybe Chicago. We'll see with Gary.
She is so approachable. She was so generous with her time. I mean, hugging everybody. She was taking in. She was loving every minute. So appreciative. You
Mm-hmm.
know. I
Of the
don't want
love
to get emotional.
for her family,
Yes. Yes.
and yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. She was really, really amazed with the love that she was receiving for the whole weekend. Absolutely.
Oh, I don't know if he's on your
Speaking
list,
of,
but somebody else we got
go
to
ahead.
make sure we got to shout out to him was
Go ahead.
Kyle Hand and his
Kyle
girlfriend
Hand.
Phoebe.
Thank
Kyle
you.
Hand and his
See,
friend
that's
Phoebe.
why. Thank you, because that's why I got to write this stuff down. Because you just forget. Thank you, my friend. Kyle Hand, you are awesome. Phoebe, who came in wearing the two-leg shirt. And
And
that was
now
another
Kyle
thing
has one
too.
too.
Yeah. Yes. And that was a thing. I mean, just seeing people, wearing our buttons and wearing our shirts, it made me proud.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all I'll
it
say
made me
about
proud
that.
too.
Yeah. 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 So, anyways, main guests. Besides Julie, Frida Kelly was there. I mean, she could see her walking around. I got a selfie with her on Sunday night, so I mean that was cool. Got 5 seconds chat with her. She's awesome. She's great. Did you just see Frida at all?
I said a quick hello to Frida when she was with
Yeah.
Julie sometime on Saturday. Just real quick
Okay.
hello. How are you? We do a
Right.
McCartney show, and an honor to meet you.
Yeah.
Very quick, but I had not. She hadn't been to a fest in 8 years. Frida Kelly. So
Right.
that's like royalty walking around. And
Yes.
these people and their relationships go back decades to one city, Liverpool. Frida's from Liverpool. Julie was born in Liverpool. Like, maybe they might not be connected in life, but their histories go back to the same spot and to the same people, which is what you can just sense that when you walk around the fest. That the connections that these people have to Billy J. Kramer. Yeah, I know he's been to a million fests, but at one time all these people were together doing their thing. Frida Kelly knew Billy and all these people. So it's amazing that we have some of these people still with us to share these stories. Yeah, it's a little tired. Some of these guests, sure it is, maybe a little bit, but they're there and they're there to share the history with us. So thank God we
Right.
have them.
Yeah. So last year he wasn't. He showed up out of the blue. He
Oh,
wasn't on the, but he was on the on the program this
you're
weekend,
talking
and
about
that's Steve
Steve.
Holly, yeah, and of course LJ. Both of them were there. So, you know, uh, I I didn't realize that I didn't have anything for to get Steve's signature because I got LJ's signature last year. So I went into the mark or the dealer's room, which we can talk about here in a second. But I got the wings
Getting
wing
closer.
signature, yeah, getting closer. And then I got as you can see, I got Steve's
Well,
autograph
we
there.
met Steve Holly last year. We took pictures with him.
Yes, we did. Yeah, yes, we did. And then LJ as well. So it's just cool to have both their signatures on one
Yep.
item, and maybe I'll frame that. We'll
Got
see.
a
But
well.
you know,
Should have. Well, if you'd known,
but
you could have brought the "Good Night Tonight" single. Which
yes, yeah.
I have.
Well,
I have.
well, I
I'll
think
say.
that's what Robert. Yeah, I think that's
Robert
what
S.
Robert S. Right? Yeah,
He got that.
yeah, yeah. And then
I
so then Caitlin Larkin was there as well. Like Caitlin Larkin, she brought back to the egg. So she also had Stephen obviously LJ
Yeah.
signed that as well. So
I
that's
think
cool.
suitable for framing now is my "Good Night Tonight" copy that I have
Yeah,
signed by
yeah,
Denny, Steve, and
Yes.
LJ.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Think about that. But it
Yeah.
was I mean, it was nice
I
to see
know.
Steve Holly there on the bill and featured, and I'm glad you got to meet them. I saw you posted pictures and selfies with them. That was awesome.
Yep.
So good job.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So great time there. Yeah. I mean, obviously, Mickey Dolenz was there. He performed every night
Yeah.
during the concerts. Billy J. Kamers or Mark Rivera was there. I think was he there Friday and Saturday or just Saturday? 'Cause I only
I,
saw him
I
Saturday. He
think
got
just
up on
Saturday.
stage.
Obviously,
Yeah. Yeah.
we would be remiss if we didn't mention the master of ceremonies for the whole fest, which was Ken
Yeah.
Dashow from
Right. Who?
Q1043.
Yeah. Who I was always looking for. Didn't get to see him because obviously
He
we had him on the show.
he was in and
So
out. I
go ahead.
saw him briefly on
Yeah.
Sunday when LJ and was getting ready to play. I just didn't want to bother him, but
Right.
he
Right.
was there as well.
Yep, yep. So that was great. The concerts were fantastic. The Weaklings, Liverpool, they were amazing. Just jamming out, having a great time. Um, really a spectacular job. The marketplace. I was telling myself I had a smaller budget this year, so
Oh,
I had to be good. So, but the main thing I was happy to have found
the
was the
Yellow
yellow
Ram. Yeah.
yeah, the Yellow Ram, which was the last one I was missing in that series because um, I had the archive releases, right? So when they were releasing that second wave, then when he signed with Capitol,
When he
then
went
they
back to
were
Capitol. Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
they were releasing his stuff. So that was the only one I didn't have. So I was able to find that. So and then got
Couple of
guitar.
George. Yeah, you got a couple of George
Guitar.
singles and a
Got
promo. I think
George's single, yeah. I got the Cracker Box
Cracker
Ballad, which
Box,
for some, yeah. And then the 145 of Now and Then I didn't have, and that was the blue.
the blue.
So pick that,
Um,
yeah. So pick
Before we
those.
get to the merch stuff, I want to go back to the author thing real quick because I did pick up
Yeah.
another
Oh,
book.
right. Yeah.
She gave a great presentation. I wanted to meet her and say hello because she is like royalty in my eyes
Right.
because she conducted the last interview with John Lennon, and that's Lori Kay. And I bought her book,
Right.
Confessions of a Rock and Roll Name Dropper. My life leading up to John Lennon's last interview. So it's about all the people she's interviewed, but obviously the last one that she did with, and I met and had a nice chat with her for a few minutes, and really looking forward to sinking my teeth into this
Right.
book because
She
she's the last
also,
person.
yeah, she also interviewed Paul, right? She's interviewed George,
Yeah.
and numerous people.
So yeah, it's I'm really glad I got a chance to get Lori's book. I know she was on Talk More Talk
Yeah.
as well.
Oh
Oh,
no,
but
no,
things
Ken Michaels.
Ken
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 Michaels.
Ken had her
Yeah,
on.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and Ken and I think Joe both interviewed her on
Correct.
their YouTube
Correct.
channels.
Yeah.
So she's a lovely woman as well.
Yeah.
I listened to her chat a couple times. On the Meet the Authors panel, and I
Yep.
think she also did something else
Uh,
too. So
Merch,
yeah,
yeah. Marketplace room was very packed, but our friend Richie from
right.
New York, who's a great vendor, he was there. We had a great conversation with him.
Yes,
What a great guy.
yes,
I, like Tom, didn't go crazy with the merch in there this year because when you've got just everything you want, you don't need that much anymore.
exactly.
You don't.
Yeah,
I did grab a German copy of London Town, which has the black
right.
spine, which I never knew
Yeah,
existed other than the UK, and got it for a fair price. The one I was really happy with, though, was the Holland copy of Mull of Kintyre with the weirdly
right.
kind of wings featuring Paul McCartney. You don't see that on. So wings featuring Paul McCartney. It was a decent price with the cream label. Sorry, with Girls School, and again, when you get to our level, you just kind of hunt and pick with what you want to get and what you need still.
Yep, that's
So
right. That's
that
right.
was it in terms of like actual records because although it didn't stop us from doing this though, Tom, right? Typing.
No, no, no. It didn't stop us from typing at all.
But I tell you
We
what
did
though,
on. Oh, go ahead. Go.
that room got some good foot traffic because I mean I did go in there and it was
Oh
jam
boy,
packed.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was.
Richie said it was funny because he said Saturday it was high volume but low sales, but then he said on Sunday it was
Sunday.
low volume but big sales.
He
Yeah,
said Sunday he saw Heidi and I at the Sunday afternoon and he goes, I've never had a good as Sunday that I ever did this year.
right.
So
That's great. Yeah,
that's the beauty of it. So yeah, we went a little bit. We dialed back our marketplace expenditures this
yeah,
year,
yeah.
but still good
So
to yeah.
yeah. So, but all in all, I mean, TWA. Say what you want about it. I mean, it wasn't. I don't know if it was better than the Jersey. I mean, some of the layouts were better. I mean, the Apple Jam for one, right? I mean, that was such a better layout
That
for
was
the
good. That
musicians.
because it
Yeah,
was open. It wasn't like at
yeah,
the Hyatt in Jersey City where it's just tucked
right,
away on a fourth floor, and it's
right,
drowning
right.
out the marketplace. The location of the Apple Jam stage was actually really awesome. It's circular. You could sit down. It was spacious, and you could get to it. That was cool. Right outside where the bars were and stuff. That was nice, and you could experience all the ambiance. Oh, another guy who we saw playing too. God, how do you remember everybody's name? We saw John
Right.
Montaigne doing a
Yes.
bass a
Yeah,
bass
a bass
clinic,
clinic. It was a clinic.
which was
Yes.
cool. We were
Thank
just
you for yeah. Yeah, I mean, we'll eventually have him on the show for our Paul's a Musician series, and I talk to him about it. He's all about
yeah.
all excited about coming on and doing
Uh,
that. So, but yeah, I mean, he
I
was
mean,
just pulling out something. I mean, doing something. He was doing drive my car. He was playing
playing
so much
like
wonderful
playing with
bass.
the Beatles
Yeah,
track, but
right,
the bass was brought up so you could, and he
right,
was really explaining how the bass parts were played. Which, if you're a
right.
musician
True.
from a
Yeah,
technical, you would
right.
appreciate that. We're not,
Yeah.
but I loved it anyway, just to hear him break those things down. But back to what you were saying about the TWA. I mean, my only real complaint about the whole thing, once we got the lay of the damn land, up to go down, down to go up with the
Down
damn
to go up.
elevator.
Right.
What other
Yeah.
than that, the ballroom was kind of tricky because you had the bar and stuff, and then when there were conversations
Yeah.
going on, it was
Right.
the crowd noise was a little bit much to focus in on because in the main ballroom in any Hyatt, the doors close. It's a gigantic room,
Right.
but
Right. Right.
I will say the paperback writer discussion room, which is where you and I were spent a lot of time on
Right.
panels or watching panels, was smaller, but it was nice because you could connect with people more. There was those rooms. That
Yes.
paperback writer room was filled just for every panel that you and I were on Saturday and Sunday. So that was really
Yeah. No,
nice.
I was really happy with the audiences we were getting for our panels. I mean, it
Yeah,
was great. Yeah.
and we recorded all just about all of them. We've got the crossover show with Talk More Talking Two Legs, which is going to go
Right.
on both our channels. The collect the I'm sorry, the historians panel and the academic panel also recorded as well too. So we're going to have those as
Right.
extra content on our channel to go up as well. And of course, keep a lookout for things we said today. Because they did a
Yeah.
panel with Adrian and Alan, and I'm going to send that over to Darren, and keep your eyes on that too to watch that because that was a great conversation with the things we said today, Guy and Adrian and Alan as well, which I believe is
Yeah.
Friday,
You're talking
Saturday.
about Saturday, and they were just discussing different locations that Paul was
Actually,
recording out
I think it was
throughout the
Friday.
70s.
I think it was
Yeah.
Friday. I think maybe I can't
No, it was
remember.
early Saturday. It was early
Okay,
Saturday.
it was. See, it's all a blur. It's all a blur.
It's all a blur. It's all a blur. But again, thank you to everybody that stopped and talked to us and really appreciate everybody that mentioned the shows that we do. That was really heartfelt. So thank you
Couple
again
of other
for that.
shout outs I want
Okay,
to get to some
go.
fans
Yeah,
of people that said
please,
hello to us.
please. Yeah,
Nick
yeah.
Siret, who's if I
Yes,
said
thank
your
you.
name right, Nick
Yes,
Siret,
yes,
who's the honorary Brit who
right.
lives in America now. We gave him a
Yes,
two leg
yes.
shirt. Great to meet you.
Yeah.
Gary Wilbur also got to meet you in
Gary was
person.
there. Yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
Thank you, Gary. Yeah,
And yeah, just a couple people like that. Mike Narr was there on Saturday.
yes.
We didn't see
Yeah.
him, but he messaged me that he was there. Thanks for the support there, Mike. And I think I got everybody out. You mentioned Joe, and if we've forgotten anybody, I'm sorry, but we're trying to remember everybody who we saw as well. And we would not be remiss if we did not pay a little tribute and best wishes to Mr. Al Sussman, who was there as well.
Yes.
And Al, I hope you're doing well and thinking of you. And man, I had a great chat with you on I think Saturday night, and thank you, my friend. Thank you for everything you've given this community and the fest and everything you've done since 1974 and
Wow.
before and
Yeah.
beyond. Thank you, Al.
Yeah.
Salud.
Yeah. Love you, buddy. So that's gonna do it for this. An amazing time. I mean, yeah. I mean, these fests. I mean, yeah, they're not probably what they were at one point in time, but for us, connecting with everybody, that was it. That was the time. I mean, that was brilliant.
I will
So
agree. I think that's a great way to say it, partner, because I went to these fests in the '90s, and as a fan,
right,
and obviously when the merch was great, But now it's the
Right.
social aspect to see everybody, as you're saying, to
Right.
connect them. That's the
Yeah.
joy of it now, right? Okay, so you're not going to get a great choice of collecting everything. And you know what? We've been collecting for years, so we have it all. So you know what? If we have a chance to connect with people and meet people and have a
Yep.
conversation and maybe and collaborate on something in the future, that's the connection, and that's what we did.
Yeah. That's what exactly. Exactly. So looking forward to. I mean, we're gonna definitely plan for Chicago, right, in
Yes,
August.
sir.
Yeah. So hopefully you guys can make it,
Yeah.
and
So
we'll see what happens next year for New York, New Jersey.
we'll see.
Hopefully,
But
yeah,
if we forgot anybody, we're sorry. I mean, it was fantastic. I think we just got about everybody we saw.
yeah.
Partner, had a blast of a weekend with you, and I'm glad you got back home safe.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. We'll see you all next time.
See ya.